thought I would do a vlog considering my normal schedule is out the window, and so I'm just going to show you what I'm doing today, how I'm preparing for it, and yeah, just to show you what it's like waiting for a cyclone to hit. I live on the Gold Coast, and yeah, there's a category 2 cyclone on its way, and this is my balcony. You can see in the background there, that is the Surfers Paradise skyline. That is basically where the beach is, where the coast is, and then there's obviously the sky rises, some shops, restaurants, like that's where all the hub is, and then there's this Narang River here, which you can see off my balcony, and then my apartment block. So we are very, very close, and yeah, expecting it to hit Saturday morning at around between 7 and 10 a.m. Thankfully, so far, I've still got power, but seeing as the cyclone is going to hit tomorrow morning, I could be out of power then. So fingers crossed I still have power and I'm able to film and edit and upload this in time for you guys. But yeah, that's the main concern. I know a lot of people are like, oh, category 2, that's not that serious. But yeah, it's really unusual for a cyclone to hit this far down the coast in Australia. Hopefully there isn't too much damage, and hopefully there's no injuries or fatalities. That would be really sad, but I also feel so bad for the animals out there, especially the birds. Pray for us. Hopefully it doesn't cause too much damage.
So a cyclone's coming, and what's the first thing I do? Yep, I bake a challah bread, obviously. I mean, it is also Friday, so I'd be baking one anyway, but now it's doubly important because most grocery stores are closed now and there's no fresh bread anywhere. And the Viking usually has eggs on toast every day, so I thought if I made a loaf, we'd have plenty for the week if we lose power and food is hard to come by. Now, we normally buy sourdough loaf from the bakery because you guys know I don't eat crappy store-bought bread. Only traditional or homemade. It's so much healthier for you. By the way, if you've never had challah bread, you are truly missing out. This is what Jews eat for Shabbat dinner. It's like a fluffy, soft, sweet bread, and since October the 7th, I make a promise to myself to bake challah every Friday in memory of my brother Danny, who was killed on October the 7th, and for all of the hostages still held in Gaza now for over 500 and something days who can't practice their faith or be with their loved ones. Now, while the challah was proving, we decided to go on a supply run and see if any shops were still open. Very hard to tell from this clip, but the winds are already pretty strong, and you can see this huge metal sign is snapped and hanging on by a thread, which is crazy considering the cyclone hasn't even hit yet. Now, we managed to find a gas station still open and got some more cyclone snacks like these fruit and nut clusters and some protein nut bars and these meat sticks. We drove past the beach on the way home. The waves are really angry here and the beach has already started eroding, so hoping it doesn't get any worse than this. Morty and Magni hate the rain, and the wind has been a bit scary for them, so they haven't been getting out as much as we'd like, which is obviously driving us all a little nuts. But these kongs stuffed with yogurt and nut butter and treats should hopefully keep them preoccupied for all of, I don't know, 10 minutes. I mean, I'd normally freeze them to make them last longer, but I forgot.
Sit. Paw. Can you give me paw? Paw. Good boy. Come on, Mickey. Oh. Oh. Good boy.
my challah dough has finished proving. This is my favorite part of baking challah. You punch it down, you roll it out, you braid it, and then you let it rest for another 40 minutes before doing your egg wash, and then you bake it for 25 minutes. So while I was waiting for all of that, I got on with some chores. I made sure to wash all of my towels and my bed sheets and my clothes, because if we are going to perhaps lose power or have no hot water, who knows how long we'd be caught out for. Plus, it's Friday and I usually give the place a good spruce up before Shabbat anyways. Around 4 p.m, we got an alert on our phones that Alfred was in fact on his way and that we should all stay indoors.
Cyclone coming.
Cyclone Alfred's coming.
Do you know what that means?
That's it. Cyclone's coming.
By 6 p.m, it was looking really gnarly out there, so we pulled the blinds down, we got ready for Shabbat dinner. Since October the 7th, I've really felt the need to reconnect with my culture. I don't consider myself a religious person, but I am very proud to be Jewish and to hold the traditions and the customs of my people. Every Friday night, I light the candles, as well as a memorial candle to honor Danny, and I've even taught Adam the Kiddush prayers, and of course, we eat my freshly baked challah. Later that night, we had our neighbours over for a quiet and cozy cyclone party, and we went to bed around 10:30. We actually slept all the way through the night without any trouble, apart from some noisy winds, so we didn't even notice Alfred hitting at 2:30 a.m. Scenes from the balcony show just how destructive Alfred actually was. R.I.P. Branch. This cleanup is going to take forever. No, but really, we thought we'd got through it unscathed, but then when we took the boys for a walk, we saw the real damage outside. These trees are at the front of our building, and they were completely ripped out of the ground, which we were not expecting. And driving around the Gold Coast, especially on the coastline, you could really see how destructive the cyclone actually was. But the saddest part is what it had done to our beaches, which are now completely eroded away. Look at this before and after. So nearly 300,000 homes without power. Around 10 a.m, our power went out. So we were scrambling a little bit to make sure that our food in our fridge wasn't going to go off. I put all my ice blocks in there, and we lost our internet, and yeah, it was a bit hairy for a little bit, but then because we're so lucky we're in a new build, we have a backup generator, which means that we have a power point, our fridge, the lights work, the the ceiling fans work, which is a godsend because we live in Queensland. It's very hot. It's about 27, 28 degrees. It gets very stuffy without aircon. It's not the worst thing in the world. Minor inconvenience compared to a lot of people who have probably, in houses and don't have a backup generator, and, they're just without power completely. No hot water, but at least, the water supply is still on, and our food is safe. We have got the barbecue as well, so we can still cook on there, which is also a godsend because a lot of people don't have that. Their ovens and stovetops aren't working. And of course, I baked 2 challah breads in the end last night, so we've got enough bread to last a while. So we've been in a supply run, and we found our favourite supermarket for fresh produce is still open. They're on a tiny little island which hasn't lost its power. They're quickly running out of food, but we managed to do a little haul. So I'm going to unpack that now and show you what I got. This is made by cow milk, which is a cold pressed milk. You guys know that I love raw milk. It's hard to get hold of, and it's very expensive. So this is a supermarket brand that you can essentially buy, and it's legal to drink, which is great because the raw milk normally is only for cosmetic use, but because this is cold pressed, they get around that, and it's really delicious milk. So I'm glad we managed to get another bottle of that. Some blueberries, avocados, snack sized tomatoes, some apples, a couple of blocks of cheese. We're still going to be cautious with rationing and not just eating all of our food. So cheese is a really great way to kind of pad up our meals. Great protein and extra calories. Cucumbers, some hummus, because obviously if you've got challah bread, you've got to eat hummus. Butter, some paprika because I ran out and I put this in everything. An extra bag of rice,
And this is the great thing about having one PowerPoint, because I have a slow cooker, so I'm going to be able to slow cook some meat. I'm going to be able to cook rice really easily, tinned tomatoes for my slow cooking, jars of tomato sauce. Oh, here we've got another avocado, and then we got a ton of meat. So this is Cape Grim, really amazing quality. It is 100% grass-fed beef skirt steak. So I'm going to chop this up and probably stew it with some of my diced tomatoes, tomato paste, and I've got some veg in the fridge. Then we also got some flat iron steak, and we're going to do this on the barbecue outside. And this is my favourite meat of all, lamb cutlets, and these are amazing on the barbecue. Still going to get all our protein in. We're so lucky that we've got a barbecue on the balcony. That should keep us going for a while.
One good thing about being stuck inside with no power is that I got to tick off lots of things on my to-do list that I never have time for, like cleaning out and arranging my fridge and my pantry. Now, if you want me to do a separate vlog showing you how I stock my pantry and what my favourite staples are, let me know in the comments below. But now it was time for a tea break and a little snack. I'm having some Greek yogurt, blueberries and honey, and then I just got stuck into some YouTube editing. It was kind of a cozy day, I'm not gonna lie. We're making pasta on the barbecue. Wish us luck. Don't know if this is gonna work. We'll give it a go. So just over here, this is Isle of Capri, where we went to the grocers and they've got power still. This is Surfers Paradise, the skyline, and you can see they've still got power, but us over on this side of the river and over there you can see it's much darker, no one's got power over here.
All I can say is thank God we've got some light happening from this backup generator, otherwise we would be in the pitch black, because one thing that we forgot to prep for was candles. I have got this slow cooked bolognese, and yeah, that's for dinner. So fingers crossed it actually works. But while that's happening, I'm gonna use my slow cooker to make a beef stew. Hopefully the generator holds out, but I'm just gonna prep ahead for the worst, just in case and they run out of fuel and then we're back into the dark ages. At least I'll then have a slow cooked meal or two. Let's get cooking. Let's see what veg I've got first of all. A couple of carrots and a cauliflower. And not much else. Ooh, I have an onion.
Well, shall I water the plants?
Lol. I had to get a dad joke in there. I'm so glad that we still have water. I mean, we do have 5 15-litre coolers of mountain water. Okay, what we're gonna start with, ooh, garlic too. Garlic is always good. We're gonna want some tomato paste, mustard, diced tomatoes, and my good old coconut aminos. I'm telling you, I put this shit in everything. This is what I love about slow cooker recipes. They're just so easy. You just dump it in and set it and forget. Shush, what are you barking for? I'm not measuring. I can't be bothered to measure. We're gonna wing it. A whole can of diced tomatoes. A heaped tablespoon, like 2 normal tablespoons. And mustard, I'm just gonna do like a teaspoon, not too much. Maybe a dash more of this. Obviously salt, obviously pepper, some cumin and oregano. I'm gonna do a good tablespoon of this. I'm gonna set this for slow cook on low, 9 hours. That looks really good. This is what it's looking like. Smells amazing. I'm gonna cover that. And by tomorrow morning, I'm gonna have a yummy hot cooked meal. Cooking the pasta on the barbecue has worked. Hopefully, warm up a bit. This is actually gonna be a really, really yummy dinner. Oh my God, it is windy. Yummy. Do you want some of that? I'm just in the middle of editing this vlog, but I just realised that I just stopped filming content and a lot happened the following day, which would have been March the 9th. I'm just going to show you some footage from that day, particularly because if you remember at the beginning of this vlog, I told you I made a very prophetic statement, especially about animals and the birds. Anyway, Just keep watching. So while the power is out for hundreds of thousands of homes, the rain starts and we get a warning that the floods are coming. You can see here the before and after where the river burst its banks and our jetty completely disappeared. Then our basement started flooding, so we had to move our car to higher ground. Thankfully, the building has floodgates, which managed to contain the flooding, so no real damage was done. But once the water levels came back down and the rain eased, we took the boys out for a walk. Here you can see the flooded jetty from a different angle. Then we spotted a little currawong bird on the ground, exhausted, soaking wet, and unable to fly because it looked like he'd hurt his left foot. So Adam picked him up and we took him home. We dried him off, we gave him some food, and we named him Craig. Currawongs are actually a protected species and they're very smart with complex social structures, and they're also very territorial. And they like to sing pretty songs too. We kept him overnight in our bathroom, in which he proceeded to shit absolutely everywhere. In the morning, we took him to the local animal hospital where they tended to his injury and hopefully rehabilitated him in order to return him to his family. Let me know if you like this vlog style video, and if you want more of it, I can do that pantry vlog if you like. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will catch you very soon in another video. Bye.